Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be making Ofe Owerri. Can you see how sumptuous this soup is? See all the obstructions and all. So let's get right into the ingredients. Our first ingredient we'll be using for this Ofe Owerri is our goat meat. I'll be using goat meat and also cow skin. So I'm going to boil it. You see all this in the video. I'm going to wash the meat properly and I'm going to boil it, and also later on I'm going to add the Kpomo into the meat whilst boiling. Our second ingredient we'll be using will be our stockfish. Okay, so I've got this stockfish and I've also got this dry fish. They call this Italian fish. I got it from the market, and also this is our stockfish. I'll be using all of this and also the Italian fish as well. So this is our second ingredient. Third on the list of ingredients is our palm oil. This I'll be using about 2 or 3 cooking spoons of palm oil. Next will be our chopped onions. We'll be adding this as well. The next we'll be adding is our periwinkle. This is called periwinkle and is a seafood. It's actually a seafood, and we'll be adding this into the soup. Next on our list is our Offor. This is a thickener. You know, a lot of people use cocoyam, but I'm not using cocoyam for this recipe. I'll be using Offor. They call it Offor, Offor. So you can get it in the local market. And next is our ground crayfish. So these are ground crayfish. Sorry, you're seeing bits of pepper in there. I use the same blender to blend it, so that's why. But that's just crayfish. Next on the list is our Uziza leaf. I usually like adding Uziza leaf because of the unique taste it gives soups. Next on our list, guys, is our ground Scotch bonnet pepper. So I blended it like roughly, so because I like the way it looks in the soup when it's roughly chopped. Next on our list is our Okazi leaf. This has been finely cut in the market. I usually allow them cut it for me in the market. I'll wash it properly and I'll add it into the soup. You can't make Ofe Owerri without Okazi leaf, so this is one of the key ingredients. Next is our fluted pumpkin leaves, also known as ugu. That's what we popularly call it here in Nigeria. So this has been finely chopped, and that'll be our next ingredient for this soup. I'll also be adding some salt for taste. You can't make a meal without adding a bit of salt, so it's a key ingredient too. And finally, I'll be using my seasoning cube. As you all know, if you follow this channel, you know I use Knorr beef for most of my soups, or all my soups anyway. So that'll be our last ingredient. So let's get right into the cooking. That's the important part. So first of all, you get a clean pot and you add your meat. You can use beef, you can also use goat's meat as I'm doing here. Then you add your onions. The best way to season your meat is to actually allow the meat boil in its own juice. Okay, so just add your seasoning cubes, then also add some salt. It's very important, so your meat is well spiced before it even gets into the soup. Just toss it and turn it to make sure that the salt goes around the meat, then leave it to boil in its own juice. I see a lot of people add water. They add water whilst boiling the meat. I don't do that. I only add water when the meat has already boiled a little in its own juice. Okay, because for instance, I'm going to be adding Kpomo much later, so I will have to add a bit of water so the Kpomo can boil. You get? So just cover your pot and allow it to boil. So our meat has been boiling for close to 15 minutes in its own juice. So we're going to check it now. We're going to add some water to it. Then we'll be adding our cow skin, also known as Kpomo. We'll be adding this because usually when you buy this from the market, it's usually so hard, so you need to actually leave it to boil a little so it gets so tender. So that's why I'm adding this into the meat. So we're going to turn it around so the Kpomo can go round and get into the juice and have some spice all over it as well. So we'll actually turn this and let it boil for another 10 minutes. So our meat and our Kpomo has been boiling for 10 minutes. So next we're going to go straight right into the main cooking. We're going to be adding our dry fish into the pot. So this is our stockfish and also our Italian fish I showed earlier. So once we add it, we're going to turn it and make sure that the fish gets into the meat broth. or the meat stock in the in the pot. Then we'll be adding some diced onions. You know, I added onions earlier whilst boiling the meat, so this is the remnant. Altogether, I used 3 onion bulbs. Next, we'll be adding our blended crayfish, and then we'll be adding some water. As you can see here, we've got a little water left, so we need to add water to ensure that the soup gets enough sauce, because we'll be adding thickener much later, and once we add thickener, the soup will get really thick. So we really need the water to ensure that the soup is not so thick. Okay guys, so you turn it and ensure that everything combines together properly. Then we'll be adding our Scotch bonnet peppers. I told you guys I like mine roughly chopped, and that's because I like the way it looks, you know, when the soup is done. Then we'll be adding our palm oil. This is roughly three tablespoons of palm oil. We'll add the palm oil and we'll also turn it. Why I'm adding palm oil now is because I want it to loosen up and become so smooth. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get on with the video. Please guys, if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. Encourage me by liking and subscribing, and also hit the bell notification, so once I upload a new video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Enjoy! So it has been boiling for roughly 8 to 10 minutes. So we're going to turn it now, and we'll be adding our thickener next. So I told you guys that I'm using Offor for my thickener. A lot of people use cocoyam as thickener. They boil it and they pound it and add it. You can also use that. Some people also use oats and several other things to thicken, but me, I prefer to use Offor. What I'll do is I'll put the full ingredients list in my description box, so just check it out in case you're not sure of what I'm talking about. But I usually use Offor, and it thickens the soup almost immediately. And guys, I hear a lot of people say that you can't eat Ofe Owerri if you don't have money. What do you guys think about that statement? Do you think it's true? I want to know your opinion. Leave a comment in the comment section. So after 4 to 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. Now our soup is thicker compared to earlier. It's a lot thicker now. I don't know if you guys can see it from the video. So our soup is really thick now, and this is the consistency I was actually going after. So, and don't bother, maybe it might not look so thick to you here, but as we go on, it gets thicker. So right here I'm adding more seasoning. So you're meant to be tasting the soup as you cook. Just taste for salt, taste for, you know, seasoning. If you need more seasoning, you add salt or seasoning as you go. Don't over salt your food. It's better your food is undersalted than oversalted. That's an advice. So just add as appropriate and turn it properly to ensure that the seasoning and the salt combines properly. So we'll turn it right now and we'll leave it to boil more. Guys, can you see how the soup is? Trust me, it's delicious. I can actually feel it from here. So right here you can see it's getting thicker. I told you that as you boil, it gets thicker. So next we'll be adding our periwinkle into the soup. You know, periwinkles are actually, they don't take so long to boil, so it's advisable to add them like almost when you're done with the soup, so it doesn't, you know, get so soft. Then next we'll also be adding our Okazi leaf. You can't make Ofe Owerri without Okazi leaf. This is one of the key ingredients. So we'll be adding it. I'm adding it now because the Okazi leaf tends to be a bit strong. So I try to add it first so it can, you know, get a bit soft. I'm not going to boil it for so long. Like from here now, it will be like 5-6 minutes and our soup is ready. So I'm just you know, turning the Okazi leaf into the soup properly, and I'll allow it to boil for like 2-3 minutes before I'll add the remaining ingredients. So this is after 3 minutes. I'm adding my Uziza leaf. I usually add a lot of people don't do this, but I usually add my Uziza leaf because I like the taste it gives the soup. There's a unique taste Uziza has that goes so well with this soup. So if you it's actually optional. If you don't want it, you can exclude it, but I usually like it because of that unique taste. And the last ingredient to be adding is our ugu or fluted pumpkin leaves. So we'll be adding this, and trust me guys, the soup is ready. Once you add your ugu leaves, don't allow it boil for so long. In fact, you're meant to actually allow the heat from the soup to actually boil the ugu. So your soup is ready right now. We're going to turn it, and voila guys, it's ready. If you enjoy this recipe, please like and subscribe, and trust me, if you want to wow anybody, make this soup the way I made it here and you will wow anybody. So you guys, please, I really appreciate you for watching my video till this time. Like and subscribe, support me, encourage me with your likes, encourage me with your subscriptions, and I really appreciate you. Till we see again in my next video. Bye.